All right, let's talk about example 5. We're going to be looking at some story problems, and so we're going to write and solve an equation for the application. So let's start with A. It says Alex belongs to a music club. In this club, students can buy a discount card for $19.95. This card allows them to buy CDs for $3.95 each. After 1 year, Alex has spent $63.40. How many CDs has Alex bought during the year? Okay, so let's look at this. What's the thing we don't know? We don't know how many CDs Alex has bought, right? And that's what we're trying to figure out. So that's going to be our variable. So let's go ahead and define our variable. So we're going to say let X equal the number of CDs bought during the year. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to go through here and we're just going to figure out what is the important information. So Alex belongs to a music club. In this club, students can buy a student discount card for $19.95. Okay, so we have a discount card for $19.95. Okay, that's one piece of important information. This card allows them to buy CDs for $3.95 each. So I think that that's like a discounted price. If you don't spend $19.95, I'm sure you pay more than $3.95 for a CD. And then after 1 year, Alex has spent, so in a year, Alex has spent $63.40. So then we need to find how many CDs did Alex buy during the year. Okay. So sometimes whenever you're doing story problems, there's all different types of story problems, okay? So I try to figure out, okay, what kind of story problem is this? And this type of story problem is a story problem where I like to say that there is a total amount, and then that total amount is equal to the parts that make up that total. Right? So you have a total amount, and that is equal to the parts that make up the total. That makes sense, right? So if we're looking at all of this information, we want to determine, okay, what is the total amount, and what are the things that make up the total amount? So first, let's start with the total. What is the total amount? Is it the discount card for $19.95? Is it the $3.95 that Alex pays for each CD, or is it that he spent $63.40 over the entire year? Well, this is the total amount right here, the amount that he spent over the entire year. So that means that 63.40 is going to equal the parts, right? So now what are the parts? What did he spend to make up that $63.40? Well, he paid $19.95 for a discount card, so that's a part, right? And then you just kind of add up all the parts, right? So that's one part, and it's not $63.40, so we know that we're going to have to add something else to it. And then we have this $3.95, right, each per CD, which is, we don't know how many CDs, but we made a variable for that X, right? So $3.95 per CD, and we don't know the amount of CDs, that's going to be $3.95X. And that's per CD, and you multiply that by the number of CDs, and then you get that amount. And then add it to the discount card, and boom, there you have your equation. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead. So this is just the type of equation where you have a total amount, and then that's made up of parts. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite this over here. So we have 6340 equals 1995 plus 395x. And then we're just going to solve this for x. Okay, this is a two-step equation. So I'm going to keep this together and then just subtract by 1995 to both sides. Okay, that cancels out. I'm going to have to borrow from that 4, making that 10, that a 3. And I get 10, take away 5, which is 5. 3, take away 9, can't do that, so I have to borrow, making that a 2. This a 1. 13, take away 9 would be 4, and carry down the decimal. And then I have to borrow again, so there's a lot of borrowing. 12, take away 9 is 3, and then 5, take away 1 is 4. Okay, so $43.45 equals $395. X, okay, and I'm trying to get X by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 395. Okay. Okay, so 395 divided by 395 is just 1. And 1 times X is X. And then I need to do this. 43.45 divided by 395. So I'm going to take that over here. My guess is that it goes in evenly. Okay, so whenever you're dividing by decimals, the first rule is you can never divide by decimals. So we have to get rid of this decimal. So we're going to move this decimal over 2 places. And if we move it over 2 places here, we have to move it over 2 places here. So what we're really doing is we're doing 4,345 divided by 395. Okay, great. So, does 395 go into 4? No. Does 395 go into 43? No. Does 395 go into 434? Yes. How many times? 1 time. Okay. 1 times 395 is just 395. Then we subtract, right? I'm going to have to borrow again. 14 take away 5 is 9, and this is a 2. And then I have to borrow again. And 12 take away 9 is 3. Then I drop this 5 down, and boom, there we have it. 395 goes into 395 1 time. And then 1 times 395 is 395, and we subtract, no remainder. So we know that 395 goes into 43.45 11 times. I'm just going to use the symmetric property of equality and flip that around. And so it says, how many CDs has Alex bought during the year? Alex bought 11 CDs. Or maybe no apostrophe, just CDs. Okay, so that's the answer. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and try a different problem here. Okay, this says Sarah paid $15.95 to become a member of a gym. She then paid a monthly membership fee. Her total cost for 12 months was $735.95. How much was the monthly fee? So that's what we're trying to figure out, is the monthly fee. We don't know that monthly fee, so that's going to be our variable. So let's go ahead and let X equal the monthly fee. Monthly fee. Perfect. Okay, again, let's go ahead and highlight all of the important information. So first, Sarah paid $15.95 to become a member of a gym. So $15.95 to become a member of a gym. Okay, that's an important piece of information. Those two are connected, right? What's another piece of important information? She then paid a monthly membership fee. And then, okay, so that's important, but we don't know how much that monthly membership fee is. And then it says her total cost for 12 months. So total cost for 12 months was $735.95. Okay, so that's another piece of important information. All right, great. So we want to think about, we have our important information highlighted. What type of story problem is this? Remember what we talked about up here is there's certain type of story problems where there's a total amount, and that total amount is made up of parts that make up the total. Is that this type of equation? Do we have a total amount, and then do we have parts that make up that total? I would say yes. Okay, so we have a total amount, right? And that total amount equals the parts that make up the total. And you just add them all up the total. Okay, So first, let's try to figure out what is the total amount. So it says her total cost for 12 months was $735.95. So that is our total amount, $735.95. And that's going to be made up of the parts. So now we have to determine, well, what are the parts? Well, first it says Sarah paid $15.95 to become a member of a gym. So that's one part, right? $15.95, and that's obviously not $735, and so we're going to be adding that to something else. So what else does it talk about? Well, then it says she paid a monthly membership fee. Well, we don't know that membership fee, but we know that so we made that our X, right? But we know that she paid that membership fee for 12 months. So for all of those 12 months, she paid the same fee over and over and over and over. And so how we determine that, how we write that, would be we write the 12 times X, the monthly fee. Okay, and that's really our equation. So let's go ahead and write that over here. So 735.95 equals that $15.95, which was just her becoming a member. And then we're adding that to whatever the membership fee, and she paid that for 12 months, so 12 times X. When we don't know the membership fee, we're trying to figure that out. So this is a two-step equation. So first, we got to figure out what X is, but we have to get rid of this number on the outside. So we're going to do the inverse operation, which would be subtraction to both sides. Okay. And this is nice. 5 take away 5 is 0. 9 take away 9 is 0. Put that decimal down. 5 take away 5 is 0. 3 take away 1 is 2. 7. Okay. So that equals, those cancel, 12x. So we basically have, I'm just going to rewrite this, 720 equals 12x. We want to get x by itself, so we are going to have to divide both sides by 12. Okay, 12 divided by 12 is just 1. 1 times x is x, so now we have x by itself. Now I'm just going to go over here and do this little division right here. 720 divided by 12. Okay. Does 12 go into 7? No. Does 12 go into 72? Okay, I know it does. Let's think about how many times does 12 go into 72. I'm going to say I think it goes in 6 times. Let's go ahead and figure that out. So 6 times 2 is 12. Write the 2, carry the 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So yep. 72 minus 72 is 0. We drop down that 0. 12 doesn't go into 0, so it goes in 0 times, and boom, we have our answer right there. 0 times 12 is 0, no remainder, we're done. So 12 goes into 720 60 times, and I'm just going to go ahead and reuse that symmetric property of equality and just rewrite that. Okay, so that is what x equals. That's our monthly fee. That's a high monthly fee. Oh my goodness. Must be a really great gym. So how much was the monthly fee? We would say the monthly fee was $60. All right, cool. And there we have it. So on this next problem, C, I want you to try to do it on your own. Make sure the first thing is you figure out what your variable is, define your variable, highlight the important information, and then go ahead and try to write an equation. Okay, where's my friend? Where's my friend? Here's the pause dragon, reminding you to pause. Make sure you write in pencil, okay, because when you get done, press play and we'll go over it, and if there's anything that you didn't you kind of made a little error or a little boo-boo in, you want to erase that and fix it. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, we are back. Let's go ahead and look at C. So it says Jennifer is saving money to buy a bike. The bike costs $245. She has $125 saved. Each week she adds $15 to her savings. How long will it take her to save enough money to buy the bike? So what do we need to find? We need to find how long it's going to take her. So how long will it take her to save enough money. So really, that's just, you know, how long will it take her to save enough money? So that's talking about time, right? How long? And we're talking about weeks, each week. So it's really how many weeks will it take her to save enough money? So let's go ahead and just say, let X equal number of weeks it will take her to save enough money. Okay, so that's our variable, number of weeks. All right, let's go ahead and highlight all of the other important information. So Jennifer is saving money to buy a bike. The bike costs $245. She has $125 saved. And each week, she adds $15 to her savings. So each week, she adds $15 to her savings. Perfect. Okay, so we have all the important of information highlighted. We want to think about, oh, how long will it take for her to save money? That's our X, to buy the bike. What kind of problem is this? Is this a total amount equals the parts that make up the total? Do we have a total amount? Do we have parts that make up that total? Yes, we do. So this totally is a total amount equals the parts that make up that amount. Make up the total. Okay, so what's the total amount? Well, it's the amount the bike costs. The bike costs $245. So $245 equals, what are the parts that make up that $245? Well, one of the parts is that she has $125 saved. And then we're going to add that to the amount of money that she's saving each week. And so she's saving $15 per week. And the number of weeks is X. So it's really 15X. And that's our equation right there. So I'm going to rewrite that over here. So 245 equals 125 plus 15x. It's just a two-step equation. Now we're going to determine what x is. So to do that, we have to get rid of this 125. So I'm going to subtract that to both sides. That cancels. 5 take away 5 is 0. 4 take away 2 is 2. 2 take away 1 is 1. Equals 15x. And then we are just trying to get x by itself, so we have to do the inverse operation of multiplication, which would be division. We're going to divide both sides by 15. Okay, 15 divided by 15 is 1. 1 times x is just x. And then we need to figure out how many times does 15 go into 120. So, yeah, we need to reduce this fraction. You know, we could go 120 divided by 15, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to reduce the fraction because this is a fraction. I know that 5 goes into both of these. I think 15 goes into both of these, but I just don't know how many times. So I'm going to start with 5. So 5 goes into 15 3 times, and then 5 goes into 120. If I go 120 divided by 5, that would be 5 doesn't go into 1, but it goes into 12 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. And then we subtract, and then we drop that down. 5 goes into 24 times. 4 times 5 is 20, and then boom, there we have it. So 5 goes into 120 24 times. And actually, I'm going to write this 3 over here. Okay, so now we have 24 over 3, or 24 divided by 3, which I know what 24 divided by 3 is. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So then I'm just going to use the symmetric property of equality, flip that around, x equals 8, which means it takes 8 weeks for her to save enough money to buy the bike. So how long will it take her to save enough money to buy the bike? It will take her 8 weeks. And make sure you answer a story problem or application in the form of a sentence. It will take her 8 weeks to save enough money to buy the bike. And there we go. That is the answer. So if you got that right, awesome job. Okay, if you didn't, just go ahead and erase your pencil and then just rewrite so it all matches up. All right, awesome job. We will see you in a little bit for example 6.